Greetings and welcome to the first in a two-part video series where we're going to be exploring Livid Instrument bass, Ableton Live 9, and external hardware synthesizers. My name is KC Harvey Taylor and I'm a product specialist here at Livid Instruments. Let's start things up by creating a MIDI track. This MIDI track is going to allow us to bring in the MIDI information from bass and route it out to our external hardware synthesizer. So in our I/O settings, we're going to choose bass. Now we're going to grab external instrument from the instruments within Ableton Live 9. We're going to want to route this MIDI information out to, in this case, the Moog Minotaur. You'll see the drop-down menu says Moog Minotaur as it's a recognized instrument, as I have it plugged in via USB. But you can do this with any external hardware synthesizer that is MIDI capable. We'll go into stuff that is not natively recognized in part 2 of the video series. Now, since we have the MIDI information going through Ableton Live 9's MIDI track here and out to the Moog Minotaur, the next thing we're going to want to do is to get the audio from the Minotaur back into the computer. And I'm going to do that by choosing channel 11 from my setup. This could be any of the channels on whatever hardware setup you have where you're bringing audio in from. So at this point, we can hear audio and you could start performing with bass's velocity-sensitive pads and creating music. Now, let's say that you want to be performing and affect a cutoff or things along those lines. Well, it's really handy if I have a setup like this and the desktop analog synth is right next to bass. I can jump in, get hands-on real quick. But let's say that you have analog synthesizer or an external hard MIDI synthesizer that's in a rack somewhere, or you want this to live off to the side of stage and you want to have something else in this location. Well, we can use all of the routing capabilities that bass has, and we're going to actually use the remote script as it is to jump in and start changing some of the parameters that we might want to on the Moog Minotaur. One of the quickest and easiest ways to do that is to use a Max for Live device entitled the Multi-Mapper CC. This can be found on maxforlive.com. You can just search for it by name. It is a great Max for Live device here. Mother Garage is the author. Great job with this. It's really a quick and easy way for us to get hands-on with bass, because with the remote script, bass will control the 8 macro knobs automatically of any rack that you are selected and on. So we can kind of dive right in. You can choose the CC number here and name any of the macro knobs by selecting the R here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what I've kind of pre-baked for us here. If we open up and get rid of the grouping on this, you'll see on the Moog setup track here that I have set up a multi-mapper CC with various parameters that I might want to affect either while performing or to a pre-recorded MIDI clip for automation. Great way to get hands-on immediately with bass, with your external synthesizers, get a whole other array of sounds, use those rack synths that are in your studio, bring out some analog sound out to a live set. Great way to get things going. So yeah, without any further ado,